Greetings managers, today I'll be showing you how and what to reroll for in Limbus company. First thing you want to do is make sure you have the game downloaded on a mobile device so you can sign in as a guest. Then you just want to agree to the terms. Then you can get right into the game. If you do want to play the game on PC, you could just download it on Steam and link your account later once you get what you want. I've also heard that some people try to use Android emulators to try to reroll faster, but I think there's been some account linking issues, so I wouldn't risk it and I would just reroll on my phone. So once you get here, just skip the tutorial if you already read it. And then this should bring you right to the main window. Okay, once you get into the main window, you can get 2 free rolls from the login. Skip the tutorial. Then the first thing you want to do here is just check the mail, because there should always be 300 lunacy here, and sometimes there's extra stuff too. Okay, and then if you want more lunacy, you can go in Drive, click Inferno, and then Prologue. Then you just claim everything here too. Then once you've claimed everything, just go to Extract. And then the banner you want to roll on first is the Welcome banner. So this should give you a guaranteed 3-star within 20 pulls, and it's just cheaper to roll on here. It's 1300 here and it's only 800. So do your 20 pulls here first. Okay, you got absolutely nothing. Let's go. Should be the guarantee. Okay, I got Leo Ishmael. Then once you've used your 20 pulls on that banner, should have some leftover lunacy, so you can roll on any of these 3 banners. Usually people don't roll on the standard banner though, so either roll on the new feature banner or the Sinner banner. Gonna roll on the new ID banner. Okay, we got nothing. And we got nothing. Then if you have the patience, use your single pulls. Alright, this account's already kinda bricked. Well, if you got the free 10 pull tickets from the anniversary in your mail, you can use it here. You show Rodion. Okay, so if you're happy with your account, you can go back to window here, go to the settings, and then click on account, and just link it with your Google or Apple. But if you're unhappy, just scroll down, click close account, type in the confirmation, and press confirm. This should close your account. Then it'll just bring you back to the login screen, where you can do everything over again. So it's actually very easy to reroll in Limbus company. Okay, it'll tell you that your account has been deleted and ask you to make a new one. Just first confirm and then just agree to everything again. Then start rerolling again. Alright, so let me actually go over what you can and can't get in the banners. So if you look through the probabilities here, you can see everything you can get. But let me just make this short and explain to you what you can actually get. So basically, if you go to dispense here, you'll see all the IDs. And what you can get from the welcome banner is gonna be anything from the standard fare here, and any of the seasonal IDs, so anything from here. But what you can't get will be anything from Walpurgis Night, and any IDs in the event tabs from the seasons. So if you want like Muller Ishmael, she won't be on the welcome banner. I'll show you. So if you look at probabilities and you go to Ishmael section, let's go to Ishmael right here. You'll see that Muller Ishmael is not on here. But if you want event IDs, you can actually get them from the featured Sinner banners. So right now it's Ishmael, and if you look at probabilities, you actually see Muller Ishmael is gonna be on there. You just scroll to Ishmael, yeah, Muller Ishmael. But you can't get any Walpurgis Night IDs from here. Also, for the featured banner, sometimes if the featured banner is a seasonal ID or a standard ID, it'll also be on here. So if you see like Hey Xiao, Yi Sang will actually be on the welcome banner too. If you scroll down, should be on here. Yi Sang, Hey Xiao, Yi Sang. It's actually on here. So you can actually get the featured ID in the standard banner, in the welcome banner. Sorry, if sometimes. Alright, as for what IDs you want to be rolling for, my first recommendation is to just roll for the ID you want, whatever you think is like the coolest ID. Because at the end of the day in Limbus Company, getting strong IDs do help you clear content faster and easier, but you can even clear endgame content with 1-star IDs if you're good enough. So I would prioritize just getting the ID you think is like the coolest or whatever, because that just makes the game way more fun to play. Now, if you want to know what the best things to reroll for are, ideally you would want to reroll for like a full team that work well together, like a full Rupture team with the Hei Shows and Lord Honglu. But that's pretty hard to get unless there's some special banner for it. So the IDs you want to roll for are gonna be the ones that work well on their own and can clash really high. So just ignore this. Okay, so these are the IDs that you're gonna want to look for. But let me talk about some of them. So if you're gonna go for Manager Dawn, who's a really good bleed ID, you have to also consider rolling for another Blood Fiend like Princess Rodion Barbarotis or Priest Gregor, because she doesn't do really well on her own, because she takes too long to stack the Blood Feast by herself. So if you're gonna go for any of the Blood Fiends, make sure you also go for another Blood Fiend. And in my opinion, if you're gonna go for Manager Dawn, the best Blood Fiend to go for is gonna be Princess Rodion, and then Priest Gregor, and Barbarotis. Oh yeah, and I want to talk about Lord Honglu. If you're gonna go for Lord Honglu, make sure you also go for another Hei Shou, like Hei Shou Faust, or if there's a Ryoshu or Otis banner, you can go for the Hei Shous. If not, you can also just go for like Hei Shou Gregor, Rodion, or the new Yi Sang or Sinclair. But these Hei Shous work well on their own, so you don't have to get them together. But if you're gonna get Lord Honglu, make sure you also get another Hei Shou, because he's a support for the Hei Shous, so it's not really too good on other teams or by himself. Another thing you want to make sure is that you don't go for 2 of the same character IDs. So what I mean is, if you're gonna go for Wild Hunt and Rabbit Heathcliff, don't go for both because you can only use one ID in a combat. You can only use one ID at a time in combat, so you're only gonna be able to use either Wild Hunt Heathcliff or Rabbit Heathcliff in a battle if you do get both. So it's better to go for another character ID than go for two of the same character's ID. You're probably not gonna get event IDs unless it's a special banner for them or it's the featured Sinner banner, so don't worry too much about them. The only one that's like really good is Blade Lineage Assault. And the last thing I want to say is that the splash arts, when you get them, might look different from this, because I'm using the Uptight 4 splash art because it just looks cooler, but the splash art you're gonna see when you get them is gonna be the ones in the back here. So you can tell like W Core Ryoshu looks kind of different from this splash art. Same with W Core Dawn. So don't be confused if you get the character but the splash art looks different. So if you want to look at these slides, I'll just put them somewhere in the description below. So I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Keep talking about Limbus Company, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.